It's Grandma Roseanne. Today we're going to do something hearty and something delicious, and we're going to make tortilla soup. It has a lot of ingredients in it, but it's really a simple soup to make. I think you kind of have to have either be an adult or have a developed palate as a child, because I'm telling you right now, my grandkids wouldn't eat this at all. However, my husband, my sons, my friends, we love this soup. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I want to tell you have a couple of options. These are tortilla chips that I just bought, and at the very end, you're going to top the soup with them. I'm using these, but if you want to just do your own, you would take the regular corn tortilla, cut it in strips, add some olive oil, a little bit of salt, bake it at about 375 for about 15 minutes, and you have your chips. But I'm saving time, so I'm doing this. This also is chicken tortilla soup. I have baked chicken off. I'll show you over here. I've got 2 chicken breasts that I've already baked, seasoned them, baked them, cut them into chunks, and this is what I'm going to use. But if you want to save time, get a rotisserie chicken and just use the breast off of that, and the rest of the chicken you can use to make some great chicken soup. So what we're going to do here, first of all, is we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook those onions. We want those onions to be nice and tender. And also, if you are using onions, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use a sweet onion. And a sweet onion is either a Vidalia or a Maui. Those are real sweet onions. If you don't have them, just use an onion, for heaven's sakes. But anyway, this is going to heat up, and you want the oil to be a little bit heated before you put your other ingredients in, because you don't want your vegetables to soak up the oil. Then we're also going to put in jalapeno. Now, if you want to use a fresh jalapeno, 1 large one would be fine, and then just cut it, and you want to take the veins and the seeds out. It can get pretty hot if you leave those in. Some people like a lot of heat. That's okay. I don't particularly like heat. However, I'm not using the fresh. What I'm doing is I'm using the jalapenos that I canned. And I will show you that on another video if you're interested. I decided to do this because I garden. I love to garden, and a year ago I grew jalapenos. And I probably had 3 jalapeno plants and probably got, I don't know, a few jalapenos off of them. But at the same time that they were coming ripe, the grocery stores were selling jalapenos 3 pounds for $1. I am never going to grow jalapenos again. It is just not cost effective. I'm in California, what we spend on water, it wasn't worth it. So I canned these, and they're really good. I'm just going to chop them up a little bit, and then I'm going to put them in here. This is about as spicy a soup as you like, or as mild a soup as you like. But it's just an excellent, excellent soup. Really a good soup for winter too. I'm just putting that on top of my onions to help me move it over to the stove. There. Can you hear the sizzle? That's what you want. Turn it down a little bit. Like the rest of my onions that were trying to sneak away in there. And the jalapeno, when you incorporate it with the onion now, what you're getting is you're getting a much more complex flavoring, a much more complex taste in here, which I think is really good. You're just going to want to saute this for just a few minutes. And while that's doing that, let me show you what's over here. Now this is all the seasonings that you're going to be putting in. You see that? Is that a beautiful array? So I'm going to tell you what's in this bowl. I have 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm sorry, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. I have 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and I have 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So these are not really hot at all, and I can attest to that because I don't do hot very well, but they're really, really flavorful. So I've got them all mixed in. That's going to be your seasoning and delicious. Now, you can buy McCormick's or some of the other, brands. And oh my gosh, you guys, they are so expensive. Or if you're fortunate enough to have a Mexican section in your supermarket, which we do because we're in Southern California, then you buy this brand right here. These are anywhere from 85 cents to $1. I mean, it is such a saving. So if you can find that, go for it. It's going to save you a lot of money. So what we're going to do over here again is just make sure we're stirring okay. Give them just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, what I have done is I've gotten the beans ready to go in. And I drain the beans. So these are the beans that I use. And these are just canned black beans. And I use 2 cans, and they're 15.5 ounces per can. And they're right here. And what I did is I rinsed them off because you want to get all that sodium off of them. You don't want that in there. So that's ready to go. And then here are the tomatoes that are going to go in. And this is 1.12 ounces of tomatoes. You can use whole tomatoes or crushed tomatoes, whatever you want. It's all going to be about the same. And then the garlic. Now it's calling for 4 teaspoons of garlic. 4 garlic cloves. And what I've done is I'm using just this garlic from Costco because I think it's just as good as fresh garlic. When I have garlic from my garden, I use that. But I don't have any garlic left, so I'm using this. This is already smelling so good. It's so aromatic. It's wonderful. All right, get that going. This is just about perfect. If you want to take a look at this and see what it really looks like at this point, and you always put your garlic in later. You don't put it in when you put the onions in because your garlic will burn. It will, so you don't want to do that one. So here we go. All right, we're good. Now what we want to do is we want to start adding the rest of the ingredients. So the beans are going to go in. The tomatoes are going to go in. Two bags of frozen corn are going to go in. If you have fresh corn, all the better. But we don't this time of year. Those are going in. Give it a good stir. Look at how beautiful that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful. And then you want 32 ounces or a quart of chicken stock. There. We want to add the chicken breast. And I don't know if I mentioned before, but if I did, I'm sorry because I'm going to repeat it. If you do not want to do what I did, just buy a rotisserie chicken. Pop your 2 chicken breasts in there, or 1 full chicken breast. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So good, so good. And now for your seasoning. What I do, because it makes life so much easier for me, I just do all the seasoning at one time, and then I can just pop it all in. Such a super fast soup to make on a really cold winter day, or if you live in the Midwest. We've been watching your weather in the Midwest and on the East Coast, and it is so cold and so snowy. We're 75 degrees here, so I can't relate in actual lifestyle, but I can relate in sympathy. So this is it. That's it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let that come up to a boil. Then bring it down, let it reduce. I'm going to put a lid on it. A lid on it. Bring it up to a boil, let it reduce, and then I'm going to just let all the ingredients get acquainted with each other so that they're liking one another. Well, the soup is done. Probably preparation time was maybe 8 minutes, and then it just blended and became wonderful. It's so aromatic. It's really, really nice. Then it simmered for about 30 minutes, and now we're ready for dinner. So I would say in less than 45 minutes, you have got an amazing soup here. So we ladle that in, and now comes the goodies. We're gonna sprinkle some cheese. I'm using cheddar cheese. Then some sour cream, which makes everything wonderful. Then you have some chips, which either you use the ones like I'm using or made your own, whichever. And then the finishing touch is your avocado. And that right there, my friends, is a beautiful, beautiful soup. And I have got a lot left. I want you just to take a really quick look here. Look at this, how much I have left. And I will can the rest of this tomorrow. So probably I should take a little taste of this and make sure it's fit for human consumption. A little bit of avocado in there too. Okay. That is really, 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 really good. Really good. And I think you will love it. So enjoy. I'm so glad you stayed for the bonus section because I think this is going to be really interesting for you. What I love is when we can make a meal and then a day or two later we can serve it totally disguised, doesn't look like anything that we had served before, and it really is just a repeat. So what we had done in the first part of this video is we made this amazing tortilla soup. It was filling, it was fabulous, it was full of chicken and all the vegetables, and really, really, really a healthy soup. So what I thought that we might be able to do is take this soup and transform it into a, I don't know, hot Mexican salad. Maybe that's what it could be. So what I've done is I have taken a taco shell like this. Now I would like to tell you I fried this, but I didn't. I went to El Pollo Loco and I bought it. It was $1. And I've got the soup. What I did is I took the vegetables, the chicken out, and I drained it through a strainer, okay? And because I wanted to get the juice out of it. I'm heating it right now in the microwave, and it should be heated, so in a second I'll check it. I'm going to add to this, I will add lettuce, cheese, sour cream, onion, cilantro, avocado. But what we're going to make is we're going to make a fabulous Mexican salad. It's going to be incredible and with no work because we did all the work when we did the soup. So let me check to see if this is warm enough. Hold on a second. I think it probably is. I'll take a look at it. Do you see? Yeah, it's perfect. Do you see what we have here? This is all of this without the broth. This is going to be all the filling for this, which I think is going to be amazing. So what you would like to do here is take your shell that we didn't have to spend time working on. You're going to put a little bit of lettuce on the bottom. You're going to fill it with all of this good, nutritious, flavorful food. Then a little bit of cheese, a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of onion, because we do want, there's onion in here obviously, but we do want to have some of the fresh stuff. Some cilantro, and then we're just going to layer. So we need a little bit more lettuce, a little bit more of the filling, some sour cream. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be like killer good. Cheese, fresh cut onion, cilantro. And then you will top it with avocado. Now, how long did that take me? About, I don't know, 3 minutes. And when I serve this, it will be fantastic. So this is the little bonus. When you can find something that you can make and spend all the time working on that and making the soup, which really the soup only took us about 45 minutes. And then you get a second meal out of it that looks entirely different and looks as beautiful as that. It's an absolute winner. So enjoy, and I hope you try not just the tortilla soup, I hope you try the bonus as well, because you'll like it. Bye. Bon appetit.